What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kimmi Kim, here with Sip and Spill, and of course, my boy, Ed. What's up, Ed?
What's good with yourself? God damn it.
So, today we are chilling and doing our regular Sip and Spill show with our main man, a brother, not from another mother for me, but RJ. Y'all have seen him before, which is Ed's brother. And today we're going to be talking about, just the different things that men say, but yet they don't mean. And I'm just gonna ask y'all, gentlemen. We just
Damn.
gonna jump right into it. Y'all know me; I have no filter, as well as I don't give a fuck. So let's get right to it. So we talk about a lot of times men be saying things that they really say things that they don't mean, such as, "Man, I was at the crib last night. Like I was like, I was." She was like, "Nigga, I called you 5 times. You know you weren't there. Like, what? Just tell me the truth." He don't know. She was parked outside down the street. Saw when he came in the crib, brought the chick. When he left, you know what I'm saying? So what y'all got to say about that? What's up with the men and all these damn lies?
You want to start, or you want to go ahead,
I'm
RJ?
about to say she said say stuff that don't mean, but that sounds like a lie. So
Right. So they because they
said all men lie?
Yeah. No, not We never want to say all men lie. I think all men are different.
Well, I'm gonna use this in context. I think that, or not context. I'm gonna use it in this. I'm gonna say with that is a lie, and I think that's passed down. I guess passed down habits, habitual things. You just can't get out of it. And I remember a story. This is a story a long time ago. This guy was saying the woman caught her man coming out of the hotel. And she ran up to him, "What the fuck you doing?" And she started beating on him and hitting him and hitting him. He didn't say nothing, just walked past, pushed her off, walked to his car, drove in his car, act like he didn't see her here. So, "What the fuck? You don't see me? You with this whole blah, blah, blah." He didn't say shit. Got in his car, drove home. Right? She's standing there looking befuddled, like, "What the fuck? Is he fucking serious?" So later on, I guess she like, she throwing off, "This nigga crazy, whatever." So she gets to the crib, he at the crib. She said, "What the fuck were you doing, whatever, at the crib? What were you doing at this hotel? I saw your ass." She's like, "I wasn't there." She's like, "Huh? I saw you. I was hitting you." Like, "I wasn't. I was here. I was at home. I wasn't there. That wasn't me." And the whole time he just said, "That wasn't me. That wasn't me." And she was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And she second guessed herself based off of that. Now, there's this theory that these guys have where our parents and grandparents did shit and got away with it because there wasn't text message and emails and fucking video cameras and shit like that and cameras everywhere. So there's an ideology that you can kind of get away with it and have this sort of I guess alibi and shit like that, and that's not necessarily the case anymore. And it's a habitual thing that's been passed on. And I'm gonna give you this: black men and during slavery were studied, and so their black men have a hard time because of this. Is not an excuse; it's kind of a thing that's happened, and they've been used as studs with the Papa's Rolling Stone and all this kind of shit. Where men are just studs. They just fucking go places and do whatever, and they don't feel like they have to be accountable for shit. So they lie and they say things because they don't want to deal with how that would make their girl feel. It's just a bad habit that's I think need to be demolished or dismantled, as you would say. So I think that starts from just a generational pass down of fuckery. I'm just gonna be honest.
A generational fuckery thing.
Pass down.
That's okay.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I think that it starts with understanding why they think they can get away with it, because was able to get away with it because the receipts was a little bit less.
You really think they get away with it?
Well, I wouldn't say get away with it, but I think they can get away with it, or they've had less receipts years ago. The receipts weren't as prevalent as available. So they had some sort of, and that's the first number one thing when it comes to a crime, is that you have to have an accuser and the defender. And the accused have the burden of proof to prove that what he's accusing the defender of doing, they have to have the burden of proof to prove that. And years ago, it was a little bit harder to ascertain certain proof. But right now, like you said, you pull up, you got GPS. I see that shit. I don't know why we think we can get away with it though.
but at the same time, it's kind of like if you have the proof, what's the point of the questions? It's like you looking for validations for what you have proof for.
Most definitely. That's why women ask. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You got the proof you needed. Whatever that was. If you saw something with your own eyes, you read something, you seen it, you need him to say, yeah, he did it. What if he never says he did it? Then the ball is in your court. Some people are just liars. That's number one. Then some people it's selfish. It's a selfish part of them. They don't want to mess up. They want their cake and eat it too. They don't want to deal with no repercussions. They don't want to deal with the result of what they're doing. They just want to have fun. They don't want to deal with what the backlash is. So it's just to women, if it's the game of him admitting that he did it wrong, he's not going to do that. And there's a lot of and to be real, we get it from women.
What you mean? What you get from women?
Women take shit to the grave.
But what you saying, a man? I think it's a people's choice. So if I decide to lie, I'm in a relationship, and I decided to lie that my man caught me with somebody, and I decided to lie. That's my choice. I feel like I made a conscious choice to lie. I did that. It has nothing to do with what he did in the past. It has nothing to do with what the last nigga did to me. I just decided to lie to his ass because I felt like lying. And at the end of the day, I can sit here and give you some jargon and say stuff like, well, I lied because, baby, I don't want to hurt you. But real talk, I don't really give a damn about hurting you because I wouldn't have did it in the first place because I know it's going to hurt you. So that's what I don't like. That's what we're talking about today, y'all. Dismantling shit that you make up to make yourself look good and feel good with the shit and the choice that you do. And I'm just saying, if you own that and walk in that, you would save yourself a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit. Because you're absolutely right. I don't think men get anything from women, women get anything from men. I think the individual choice has been taken away from each other, and then you blame. Like, for example, like you just said, validation. So if I know my man is cheating, okay, I know he cheating. Most of the time, you're absolutely correct, RJ. Most women, and I say this all the time, the girlfriend and females that know me, I like to call them acquaintances. You know damn well what your man is doing. If you in tune to your dick like I know that I will be, then you know what he's doing. Point blank, hands down, without question. Now, if you think he's gonna just come home and tell you that, yes, babe, she had a fat ass, I fucked it. He's not. He's just not. But at the end of the day, you already know what he's done, and you want him to tell you the truth, or you want him to, talk. So I think it should be a different approach. This is what I would do. So just roll with me a little bit, RJ, because I like to kind of act it out. People seem to get shit a little better. So this me when I want to know what I already know. So Ed, follow me for a second. So babe, you was at the gym at 4:00 this morning?
Yeah. I was at the fucking gym about four. Yeah.
Because I had text you at 4:15.
Yeah, because I was at the gym. You know what I'm saying? And the phone. You know what I'm saying? My locker. Yeah.
Because I don't know what you were doing. I don't know. Did you have your phone on you like you was on a bike or whatever? Because maybe you butt down me, but I heard you talking to somebody.
Oh yeah, it probably was like my man was at the gym and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was a female.
Oh yeah, because sometimes it's like the instructor, motherfucking spin instructor and shit. She probably was up there. I can't even remember.
It sounded like it was Audrey. Was she teaching the class today?
You know what?
Did you go to her class?
You probably. Oh, there's somebody. It was just no. It wasn't. No, she wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Because she used to teach a class at 4:20. I thought. Because when I took her class last time, she was.
You know what? Yeah, I was asking about my.
I could have sworn I thought I heard her say, like, when y'all get up out of here, y'all's gonna get something to eat.
What? No, I don't eat that early. Come on, shit. No, that probably was her talking to her girlfriends.
But you took her second class at 7:20.
No, I was gone by that time.
Okay, so listen. Okay, babe, listen.
All right.
This
I'm trying to understand what's all these questions about though. Like,
okay,
what's wrong?
Because at the end of the day, I was doing that for a reason. Okay.
Why you just ask me questions? All these questions and shit.
Okay, but wait a minute. Stop tripping on me asking you questions. I can ask you questions. I'm grown as fuck, and I can ask you.
I ain't got to answer, man. All right, go
okay,
ahead.
then say that. But don't say I can't ask you no question. I can ask you a question because now you sound defensive. And we ain't even got to do all that. So let me get to what I really want to know.
Okay, what's up?
What I really want to know is I need you to tell me where was you at 7:20? Because you wasn't at the gym and you wasn't there because I was there. So you wasn't there. So and you wasn't at the crib because I looked and checked the ring. Your car didn't come in the garage. So what I'm asking you to tell me just straight up, just go ahead and validate this answer. And tell
what you want to know? I
can't say for sure. I need to give you
on the real. On the real. She did say, listen, it was a few of us went out to breakfast and shit. You know what I'm saying? We had to want to rehash out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
I didn't want to run that by you
okay,
because
so
you be
back
getting on my nerves.
that. Okay, all right, I got what I need to know. Thanks, babe. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is what RJ, what you were saying is just come on out. And what Ed just did was a typical thing a man would say. Stop asking me questions, which is a red flag automatically. We like, damn, he automatically being defensive. Now let's flip it and let me show you how a woman would act. Now, Ed, you ask me.
Yo, Kim, so what was you at like, you know what I'm saying, 6:30 last night?
Oh shit, I don't even remember, man. I mean, we was tripping. You know, I was out with Keita, Ozzy, I was tripping, Monica. We was chilling. We went to society. You know what? I saw Nikki. Nikki was there. Nikki was at society. He was like, I didn't even know. Did you know Sicky? You know, call him. Cause his girl Neil was there too. And guess what? I didn't even know he worked there. Like he gave us all drinks, baby. We was kicking it, all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what time it was, but I was like, nigga, that was it. He said y'all. But listen, so you working out in the morning?
Yeah, I'm working out in the morning.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed.
So my thing is though, okay, but I think Nikki said it was a nigga there with you all hugged up on you and shit. Yeah, that's what's fucked up. He said nigga. He said he kept trying to spit. Hold on. He said you kept trying to like shake him and shit, but he looked like he knew the fuck who you was.
Most definitely. It was a nigga there last time. I was with RJ. RJ came through.
So y'all huggy and shit now?
Yeah, that's my motherfucking brother. I can hug my brother. Yeah, what's up with that?
Nikki wasn't saying look like no damn. But
did he say anything about how he ain't tell you nothing about how your boy was there though, and he was trying to.
Who was my boy?
Your boy T Money.
Oh no, he didn't say that. Yeah, because he gave Nikki that sawbuck though. That's why. So he could be quiet, but he want to talk about RJ. That's what he's talking about. Let me find out you on some fugazi. Yo, on the real. I feel what you're saying and shit like that. That shit check out, but let me find out you on some slick shit though. You find out I'm on some fugazi stuff. I get out. I'm grown as fuck, boy. You get down? Boy, stop acting like that. Stop acting like that. You know how we be. Yo, your ass is way OC right now. You mean you get down like that? Fuck, that's supposed to mean you get down like what, nigga? What you get down like? I get down like what? Bro, what do you mean you get down like that? You said you get shit. What is you talking about? Bro, you said you get down like that, nigga. What do you mean you get down like what, nigga? Baby, did you order something to eat? This ain't, we ain't on that. You can't divert me. I ain't on no goop all that shit. I ain't trying to divert you. I just asked you, did you order something to eat? What do you mean you get down like that? What you mean? What do I mean that I get down like that? See, I feel you defensive now. See, that's that shit y'all women be saying niggas do. All that shit. You know I don't care about all that. Right, I'm gonna get. I don't know. I'm gonna get some receipts on your monkey ass, and we finna be on popping. Let me find out you on that. Boy, you ain't finna do nothing. I ain't worried about you. Shit. You a motherfucking lie. Okay. Shit. I'll show you better than I can tell you, goddamn it. You know what? You need to pipe that shit down, though. You need to stop acting like that because see, I got some receipts for your ass. What you mean you got receipts for my ass? Oh, so you want to go there? Because your ass wasn't okay. I'm good. I thought so. All right. See,
now from those skits, let me tell you what I seen.
That's what we be doing.
From those skits, what I seen is that I see the unwritten things that's not talked about is the irritation from the man when the woman questioned him. It's a sense of irritation we get because we know you're questioning us because you know. So sometimes it's not that the man won't lie. It's just like you lying. We're both lying. So since you want to lie to tell me about information or act like you don't know, because that's a form of lying as well. I mean, you coming around and you know exactly what I did, but you want to question me about it. It's a form of lying as well. It's just like I did.
Wait a minute, are you saying it's a form of lying when the woman wants you to validate what she feels that she know that you did?
It's a form of lying when you're acting like you don't know information you ask them. That is. I don't care how you look at it. To me, that's a form of lying. If you ask me what you did last night,
it's a lie if you point blank ask her. So you think I did something, then and she say, yes, I do think it, but y'all both know that she think you did something. So you can't say that it's a point blank lie.
It's a game.
If you say that, I feel like it's a deflect mechanism. If the woman is asking you questions, you know your woman, you know that she's asking for a reason. You know your guy, you know he's asking for a reason. But I'm saying it's a deflection of just coming out and saying, you know, just asking. She don't want to come out and ask you because I've known some women have been wrong as hell and they got to eat that. because they were so strong that he was doing something, and all of all the looks and everything they seen and a friend and all in their ear and all that, it really appeared that way, and it really was innocent. So it's just like a guy accusing a girl. It's the same thing. So I personally don't think it's a good idea to, if you want to know from your person, some things you got to learn how to pick and choose your battles to ask. Sometimes you don't got to ask anything. The pattern itself will display itself on its own. But I don't feel like it's a lie from the guy or the girl unless you are point blank asked and you say no. So if she asks you and you say no, you're a
But
lie.
the woman, so you're telling me, if you ask me where I was at last night at 7:00, and you know damn well where I was at last night at 7:00, and I lie, then I'm lying, right?
Right.
And how would you know that I'm lying?
Because I had to have either heard it or I got some type of proof.
So you did some kind of investigation that was sneaky that you're not trying to let me know about. You're not trying to let me know how you got your information.
Well,
but you want me to tell the truth on what I did.
Right. But she could just come out. Would it make any, because I feel like couples, they get to arguing about all that and it really don't come away from what the real issue is. Apparently there is a problem in the first place because I shouldn't have to be checking anything. Let's stay there for a second. If I'm checking, I already feel there's a problem. Most women and men know there's a problem in a relationship. We have great intuition, but so do you guys if you pay attention and learn and know your woman. You will know the person that you're dealing with, how they operate. Okay, so we get to arguing about the fact that you calling me saying your ass sneaky because you knew while you was checking where I was last night, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nigga, you weren't where you said you was, and then you blah, blah. And then we get away from the fact that what has happened in the first place. So tell me, RJ, would you say, would this be better? I know you won. I know you won that Tavern on the Grange last night at 7:00. So can you just tell me where you was at? Because I know you weren't there. So that's me already.
How about you just saying, I know you were. I would prefer if you said, if I was at Planet Fitness instead of Tavern on the Grange. How about you said, hey, I know you was at Planet Fitness.
Oh, I'm just making sure. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how about you just say, hey, I know you wasn't at Tavern, you was at Planet Fitness. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Oh, you said you would rather her say where she think you was? Maybe she don't know where you was. She just know you where you was not. She don't know where you was.
That's BS. When a woman is questioning a man that hard, because let me tell you the difference with a woman. If they question you and it's like uncertainty and they don't have no pinpoint thing, it's not a repeat question. If it's like, hey, I'm just curious because I have nothing solid, but were you there? Because, I don't think you was there. You was there. And it's like, okay. It wouldn't be a follow-up because if it was just that, it would be, I'm going to take it as that or whatever. It's a follow-up when it's like, I know you wasn't, was you at Tavern on the Grange? And I'm like, yeah, I was. And you like, I know damn well you're not at Tavern on the Grange. That's the follow-up question. So, and jump to me, that's the BS.
I want to know.
The BS is the act of it in the first place. See, I wouldn't play none of those games. I would just go right to the.
Let me. So I'm going to ask you. So I want to know if we play devil's advocate, and we do caveats and all that stuff. So let's do it in a way where it's direct. Okay. Let's play that real quick.
Okay.
Well, you guys can play that. Why don't you guys play that between the two of you guys? Okay. You go direct. Go ahead. You're asking the question about where he was at, but you're doing it differently. You're saying you won't play the game. Okay, you want me to do it?
Okay,
let me start. Okay. Okay, Kim, what's up, Kim? How you doing? You good today?
I'm good.
Okay. Why were you in Tyrone's car yesterday at 8:30?
Because I called him and asked him to take me and go get me something to eat.
Okay, so why did you ask him to take you to get something to eat?
Because I knew he was available to take me to get me something.
Well, I was available. Why were you asking?
He was not available. When I went to the room and I knocked on the door, you just looked at me. And I asked you and I text you, and I know it's still in your damn phone right now that I said I was hungry. So I called Tyrone and I asked him to take me to get something to eat.
What happened after that? Y'all got something to eat?
I came back home. You saw me come in the house with the food. But are you asking me where I was and what I did? Yes, I was with Tyrone. I called him, I texted him. He came and got me. We went and got something to eat. I came back to the house. Yes, I called Tyrone.
So you know that's fucked up, right?
Why you say that?
Because you didn't tell me,
You
know,
didn't
I
tell
can't
me
get in
that
the
I
car.
couldn't call Tyrone or talk to Tyrone. You let Tyrone be over here all in the crib and we be cool and I hang out with him all the time. I never knew that it was an issue. So it's just something about
It's an
Tyrone that
issue.
I don't know.
That shit
Then
whack.
it'll never happen again, babe. That's all you have to say. But I didn't know that. Had I known, it would have never happened.
Okay.
See that? That's called game 101 for women. Because at the end of the day, it's still bullshit. Because we all know if you would have called Lisa.
Well, let's do this. Let's do it.
Let's do it back.
Let's turn it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You with him.
Okay. Where was you? What did you go to the store last night with Lisa?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you call Lisa to come and get?
She actually called me, and I was like, you know what? I jump and do that. I didn't think it was nothing wrong with it. I was grabbing something. You know what I should have did though? I figured that it's a problem right now. What I should have did is said something to you beforehand, and figured that if it was a problem, then I could have canceled that. So I can feel the tension right now.
But you and Lisa, y'all went to the store before a couple of times, right?
Yeah, we went to the store a couple of times, but at the end of the day, not since we've been serious. This is, a long time ago, but not since we've been an item or nothing like that. So I don't want no problems. So let me make sure that is that something. Do I need to ask before I do something, or as long as I let you know? I mean, what is the boundaries of what we're doing?
You know what? First of all, I got to give you props that I feel like that you even listening and you actually give a fuck about that. I care about where you was because that's what I need you to know first and foremost. Because I don't want to be walking around the house. I don't know where you at, babe. I need you to tell me what's up. So I would appreciate it, like if you just hit me up and tell me, because I'm not gonna micromanage you, and I'm not gonna tell you what you can and you cannot do. So the only thing I want is the respect of, hey, babe, I'm finna ride out with Lisa. That's it. If I got any other problems, I'll make sure you know. But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And I'm sorry, but can I get the respect of you not investigating me?
What you mean investigating? When I say if I ask you a question, you mean I
no.
ask
You can ask me whatever question you want to.
Okay.
It's just that the trust was broken before the question was asked.
You said a trust?
Yes, because you violated my rights to find out that I was going to Lisa because you had to go through my stuff because I didn't tell you that. So how did you find that out?
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
I ain't never been through a man's shit.
But that's what men go through. So
okay, I agree.
We normally
that's not Kimmi Kim though.
No. I'm not gonna say it, but from a man's perspective, from my perspective, that's what normally men go through. When a woman asks a question, she already knows. Period. At 40, I know that. It took me years to know that, but at 40, when a woman asks a question and they adamant on their question, it could be a hit and miss, but when they adamant on their question, they know the whole thing. They just want you to say it. So my thing of it is that my rights had to be broken to do that. When men don't, I don't know. It's guys that do that, but I'm pretty sure women feel the same way. You feel kind of violated if your guy went through your stuff. It's like, hey, you was talking to Chico? No, man, I was laughing about that.
I'm gonna go back a little bit and say that I agree with you that the trust is broken. And this is my thing on going through a man's phone or a man going through a woman's phone. My thing is that I don't feel like if first of all, I don't have anything to hide. So if I'm in a relationship and I leave my phone and whoever I'm talking to, my friends, whatever, and he just so happened to see it, 9 out of 10, we together 24/7. So it's shit he's gonna see. If I don't want him to see it, it ain't gonna be in my phone. Just point blank, period. I'm not gonna do anything in any type of relationship, whether it's friendship or whatever, that is gonna put me in a position to where the person that I fuck with, I know I fuck with the long way, that would be ever questioned. That's a given. That's a automatic given without an ask.
So you telling me that there's no way in the world that you can want to do something that's selfish for you and that don't align with the person that you love?
What you mean do something selfish with you?
Anything.
What you mean do something that's selfish for you?
Let's say, okay, we get together. We've been together 2 years, right? You love me, right? So through our love, you realize that I got a little smidgen of jealousy. Okay, it's me. I'm a little jealous. I don't mean harm, but it's a little bit. Okay, so maybe when you talk to John, that was your best friend before we got together. It was all good, right? But now the 2 years, you ain't John. That's your homie. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never been no bullshit, but that's a homie. But you really love me. and I'm not really giving you feeling that, and you kind of feel it. So it's like you're trying to make me happy in one sense because you want me to be secure, but at the end of the day, you're necessarily trying to throw away your relationship with John because John already had established this. Y'all already been cool and tight.
Okay.
So how do you manage that? Because even if you be honest with me, because jealous people, just because you're honest, don't satisfy that. You can be honest with somebody jealous. That's gonna stop them from being jealous or feeling the way they feel because you're like, hey, I'm gonna talk to John today. It's still be like, you know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be like that, and you feel it. So sometimes, what the point that I'm making is, every time ain't black or white. Every situation ain't black or white. Everything ain't almost a bullshit. Sometimes it's what you're doing. You got a question too. What am I doing as a partner to make my partner feel that they can't be honest with me? Have you asked yourself that question?
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what I say all the time, RJ. I say you should have inventory checks, and grown-ups should have grown-up ass conversations, because a lot of all that is petty shit. Like, you really ain't worried about the fuck that the garbage ain't taken out or the damn tub wasn't clean, so to speak. You know what I mean? You really mad about the fact that I have a natural born jealousy, like you said. Okay, so I don't really like you being friends with Lisa because it makes me feel some kind of way. It don't have nothing to do with you. And what we do in relationships, we try to carry the other person's shit, and it fucks up our individuality. That's the number one thing I refuse to ever give up in any type of relationship. I still have to be authentically Kimmi Kim no matter what I do. And I need somebody to fuck with me that accept that. So it goes just like this. And everybody know this is my best friend, okay? How I get down with him, how I rock with him. If I wish to move on in my life and I have another relationship, which I'm challenged all the time, just as we was trying to tell you earlier, I was saying about who he is to me and what he means. I really give two fucks about what anybody think. When I say I rock with him, I rock with him. But at the same time, I'm not nasty. I still keep it 100, one classy. But if I get divulged into a relationship, they already know what he means, because I've had that grown ass conversation that people don't want to have, because I don't want to, we going out of town, so I don't want to say this. So I just, fuck it, I just wait till after his birthday. Or fuck it, I just wait till we've been married for so long because we was together. We've changed. Ain't none of that shit work. The way I used to be and the way I am today ain't the way I'm not going to be, in a year from now, maybe 6 months, 3 months. But I'm going to have the conversation, whoever trying to get with me, in a way of what my relationship is. I'm never going to defend that. That's part of me. So you got to understand that. I think that's where the problem comes in, where you get in a person's life or you with a person for a certain time, and what that person means to you might not mean shit to that person, because I have a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So I growed up this way, and this person been in my life. He's been my rock. You know what I'm saying? That's my best friend. I got this. So then I got this man, and, I love him to death. And they say, well, you're supposed to put that man, if you love him more, in front of your friend. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in coming to anybody's life and trying to upset anything they got going on. To me, love lasts and work when it's of will. If I'm putting demands and shit on you, or I'm acting all funny because you being around that person or treating that other person, that's my own insecurity. That's my own shit that I need to work out. It don't have a damn thing to do with nobody else. But you put that on your mate, and that's what's wrong. Your mate is not God. You can't do that. You wrong as hell to bring unexpected expectations of that. So what you do, you sit that person down and say, this is what I expect. Do you think it's possible? Listen, I know you and Lisa been together for 20 years. I respect it, man. I ain't tripping. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, like, I know y'all got y'all little fun things. Y'all laugh and go on y'all little trips and shit. But I'm just saying, for me, this is what I need from you. Fuck her. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is how you get down with me. So I need your attention, your time, whatever that is. Every woman is different. And I think we try to put on what we experience with other men and other women and try to project that on your current mate, and you can't do that. You need to be able to say simply what works for you with him, and then see if y'all can y'all can compromise and meet each other where you at.
It's kind of like, but even in the compromise, it's kind of like this. It's like you and Ed been cool, y'all friends, right? And this was my thing with most women, right? When they get a man, this what they long for. Like, to men, marriage is sad to say, but to women grow up as little girls, that's a lifelong goal. of their wedding. They know what the wedding want to be. They know what kind of dress. They know that. Men don't think about that. They know they're going to have a beautiful wife and want to have kids and marriage. And it's like, that's a goal of theirs. But men goal are, let me get paid. Let me be established of who I am first. That's really what they want. Women want to be wives and stuff like that. With that being said, you have this awesome relationship with Ed, right? I've been friends for 20 years, but you got this man. You ain't married. You ain't married. At the end of the day, that's your ultimate goal. You're not about to sacrifice your 20-year relationship with Ed for you not to get married when you really deep down in your heart want to have that. You want to have that marriage. That's when it gets tricky because it's like you're Ed, that's your ride or die. You had 20 years together. I get it. You love him. That's cool. But Ed ain't saying I do. Mm-hmm. Y'all not saying I do to each other. So you got somebody who really want to do that. Mm-hmm. That's when it gets tricky with women and men because it's like you got these friendships, but it's like I love these friendships. I'm vested in these friendships, but then I got this relationship that I'm really trying to build the ultimate thing with. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, how do I sacrifice that? I love my woman that I'm building the thing with, but then I got my friend over here that I love as well, and we're friends as too. Yeah. But you, at some point, you got to become priority. So I got to push my friend.
So this is where all those points you make is, it's like there's a lot of stuff that has to be done just within our society, to be honest, because the points you made are very valid. Like those are very good points. And what's happening is still going into that person. First, the inventory checks. You have to have those come to Jesus meetings on the regular basis. They're very uncomfortable. We've had them, and Kimmy have them all the time as friends. We have these hard conversations, and I've had them with Angie. And people that me and you have hard conversations. My brother, we have hard, tough conversations between both of us. And so it has to be a point where, okay, when do you have those things, right? You got to have those things. And then the other thing I was thinking about was about the fact that, do you leave that platform for yourself to be honest with the person? But it's something about that person that wants to say I do to you, because you got the 20-year friendship that he was saying, right? And that's your boy. I'm your boy and everything. But this guy saying I do. You want to be married. The thing comes into play as societal. That person apparently has some sort of insecurities, just like the woman will have insecurity with the girl, your man's homegirl. And so there should be something that's in there that I don't know. Along the course of time, we have to get outside of ourselves and respect the people for who they are. One of the things that Kimmi Kim says all the time is about meeting the person where they are and then accepting them. Like you could be 100 with them. It's like you got to come to the gate saying, this. I got a 20-year friend. And it's fucked up to say it, but are you getting married for the reasons of the sake of marriage? Like you said, women are groomed, for the most part, at least for the past 50 years. It's changing now, but traditionally they have been groomed or thinking that the wedding and the dress and how it's going to be. And they get all this visuals, what they think it's going to be. And now this person saying, I want to marry you. Your best friend is cool as hell. Y'all been cool for a long time, but nigga, I want to be your husband and you want a husband and we want to get married. But I don't know about buddy. A little funny about him. Right. And now she like, I don't want to give him up, but I got to work on my marriage. Is that fair? I don't, that's where it gets tricky. That gets very tricky. And I think it holds on everybody involved.
What would you naturally do? I mean,
I'm still trying to understand the question. Are you saying if when you're dating or you already married?
You're dating, you're engaged, right? You're making a scenario. You engaged. You love the guy. This is what you've been waiting on. This has been working on. You have this awesome 20-year relationship with your friend.
And he has a problem with my friend.
And he not necessarily has a problem with your friend. He has a problem with the idea.
Of my friend. He has a problem with my friend. Problem idea. Any kind of way. Just bring it all the way home. He has a problem with my friend. See, for me, we would not be in a position whatsoever. We wouldn't be in that position because I wouldn't allow it to went there. We would have had inventory checks. I just feel like certain things you can stop before they go there. So I'm going to know right out the gate that he's not feeling my friend. I'm going to know it. He's going to express it. He's going to do something. And then I'm going to have that in. Now, every woman won't do this, but this is what I'm saying. I have suggested to friends and what I would do. I would say, I understand for some reason you have a problem. I need to understand what that is because I'm not trying to marry you, be in your life, and change who have been the intricate parts in your life. That's wrong of me to do because that means I really don't love you. because everything about that person is not going to be perfect. And I can tell you, being married as long as the years that I was, I can tell you that there's no reason to marry somebody based on the fact that I get to come in and do what you need to do because you have an insecurity. Because if I'm not doing nothing whatsoever to make you feel that way, you came in the gate like that. Most of the times that's happening in a relationship that's already resolved, already happening, it's because they were already feeling that. They were feeling that. Listen, everybody have, when they, like you said, a young girl. When I wasn't one of those young girls. I never wanted to get married, have children, none of that. What I always wanted was a career. So that was my story. But as I got older, things changed, right? But if you whatever you align that you want to do, I think that's where it starts. So a man will say, I want a woman to look like this, have this type of job, and does she cook and she clean? So I was married to a man that wanted a woman that was very domesticated, which I didn't know. I was a virgin. I didn't know all that, but I adapted to that, and I did, and I became. But I had an adopted mama that was grooming the hell out of me to be that which I hated. But I was domesticated as hell because I did it. So what I'm saying, people would do stuff for you. So say I do this, you don't like them, and I say, hey, you know what? I really, damn, I've been feeling RJ, and he don't want me to, what I'm saying? He just got a problem with our friendship, so I'm gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? We gonna still be cool, but I just can't.
But how you still gonna fall
back? So I'm saying we gonna still be cool. That's just the shit people say to each other even when you breaking up. Like, we can be cool, but really you don't. I'm really gone. I'm out your life, right? Now I do that. This is what I don't like. You do that. Then 2 months later, your motherfucking ass talking about you done with me. You want a motherfucking divorce, all that, you done. But I didn't gave up. Now
20 years.
Let me talk. So I'm gonna say this. And this real talk, RJ, I'm talking about something I know. I experienced this shit. When I got married, and I've always had male energy around me. Never had a lot of female friends. Always had a lot of men friends. Always. And I had an intricate person in my life that saved me from a lot of trauma as a young lady. But my then fiance told me he had a problem with that relationship. I did the inventory check. I set him down like, damn, what'd he do? Like, we ain't know. Me and Ed, we kick it. We ain't nothing. We was nothing like that. I just see him when I see him, what I'm saying? His family know my family, whatever. It was nothing. He said, I don't care. I got a problem with it. So you know what I did? I told him I can no longer be his friend. That shit killed me inside because he was everything to me, like the brother, that everything I ever needed, but I gave him up.
So it's okay is it okay to lie to yourself for your mate?
What you mean lie to yourself?
Because you pretty much gave something up that you didn't want to do.
Right, because I did what you were saying earlier. We think we sacrificing for that person. But where the fuck we do that at? Where that come from? I shouldn't have to give up nobody in my life because because you coming in my life. You should be enhancing me, not controlling me. So I allowed a man to come in my life at that time, being naive, to control who was already in my life, that showed up, showed me what they was going to be like. They was there. They was my rock. Hell, I don't even know that with you. I ain't even had those experiences with you yet. All I know is that you just telling me you love me. You want to put a ring on it. We get married, but you ain't proved shit to me. And then 2 months down the later, you show your ass. But my friend who would have held me up is gone. Because he got the fuck out of Dodge because you told me, you know what I'm saying? Because what I told him, was that right? No. So what I'm saying is, if you in a relationship, especially if you starting off, ain't no way in the fucking hell if I would give up anybody in my life. Whoever's going to rock with me, they're going to accept me for me. Now, that's when you really care about somebody. You shouldn't be coming in nobody's life demanding who they can be friends with and who they can't be friends.
You know what's tricky about that? The funny thing about that is that if that person, whoever this person, the new husband, new wife, or about to be the new fiance, have a problem with this great friend, if they were so fucking intimidating, you probably wouldn't have seen them. Like, I wouldn't be in a relationship with you if they were a threat. Like, I'm good because I got them. Right. Like, we ain't engaged because they wouldn't let me do it because I'm messing with them.
But with that being said, I want y'all to give me your honest opinion. Do you think women or men do that more?
I think women do that more than men as far as give up their friendships.
Oh yeah, women do that more.
Oh, what do you mean?
No,
What side? What side?
I'm saying who makes the demand?
Makes the demand?
Who makes the demand of, hey, I ain't feeling that.
I mean,
talking to who does that more? Who y'all feel do that more? Women or men?
Well, on my end, I know a lot of men that.
I think men do it more. In my opinion, I think a man would do it more.
Women would be sneaky with it, but
I think they'd be a little passive with it.
So my thing of it is it wrong for somebody being sneaky with you? Is it wrong for somebody being sneaky because somebody is forcing them to do something they don't want to do?
But nobody's never forcing you. See, I'm a big person of accountability and ownership. If you don't like it, you need to be able to tell the person that you would, whether it's your girl or if it's your guy. You need to be saying, I'm not. Listen, it don't got nothing to do with me loving you. You cannot put demands on me. Because that's when they grew up and then they want to say y'all full of shit and you liar and you cheat. But if you was keeping it 100 from the gate, you wouldn't have that type of drama shit. Most of the shit, life is really simple, man. People create those problems. We listen. It's okay for me to be a little jealous, but it's how I act about it, how I act crazy. Then that's gonna give him pause. That'll give me pause. I get niggas all the time saying crazy stuff and say stupid stuff, but then you want me to give you the time of the day. Why would I? You already showed me, nigga, you crazy. So I'm not gonna mess with you. No, I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm just saying I think you need to nip stuff in the bud right at the beginning, but you should not be putting demands on.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think things happen like that in the beginning. I think majority of the times shit comes in layers. And I think after the time when you realize that shit is what it is, it's after you done invested so much time, feelings, and all of that, and then you realize, like, damn, I'm this deep in it. I'm this much time in it. So that's what it is. Everybody don't come out and say, hey, I know we only been 2 minutes in, but let me tell you, ain't nobody doing that. Everybody send their representatives off, and then 6 months down the line, you thought the real motherfucker come through, and you already emotionally invested. You already invested. You already made up your mind that, hey, I'm going to do this. So when you seen that piece of them,
you know what?
First thing you gonna do is, I'm not gonna run. I'm trying to work it out.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to work it out. That's what people do. And what I'm saying is, everything ain't black and white. Everything ain't a position that you get to say.
But everything is an ownership. So at the end of the day, see, this is what I don't like. So let me get to this part, because I don't like that shit either. When y'all say, well, we got history. So fucking what? That's all you got is history. Nigga, when I die, you die. We both gonna stand before God by ourselves. You ain't gonna be able to say, well, Ed did this to me, so that's why I did that. That's not gonna matter. We can been invested 29 years, 30, 40, 50 years. This shit does not matter. We have changed. What you just said is, that's a person that changed. You're absolutely right. When we first started off, people say this all the time. Ed know what I'm talking about. We got married too young. When you were young and you got married, you weren't feeling the things you felt. You didn't have the desires or the experiences and all the things that you want. You change, you evolve. That's why when you get married, you got to marry the person that who they are today and who all the other people they gonna fucking become, as long as y'all together. And if you can keep rolling with them, then you got a lasting partnership. But if you don't, and you stop and say, hold up, that ain't what I want. But instead of telling them that, you start acting out and mistreating them, and then you start putting demands. Listen, you grown as hell. Ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you what and what not to do. To me, it make the other person, male or female, want to do the shit because you pushing them. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying you gotta be like this and you gotta be like that. That shit ain't cool.
But I think it happens on both ends, and I think it happens more normal than I know from a guy's perspective, and from my perspective, it's like, I'm a nice guy. So because I'm a nice guy, I tend to put everything before my needs. And then when you do that, and you might have lied, or they felt like you wasn't transparent, now you crushed because now you're this big liar and you're not that. And it's like, hold on, the whole point now, I've been putting you before me. So I'm technically lying because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm a dog because I gave a fuck about your feelings. But if I would have just said what I said, then I'm righteous. I'm good, right? I still a dog then.
But can I ask you this? Can I ask you this question? So what you just said, I've heard women say many times, many years, and they say, I put your needs before me. And then and the guy say, but I didn't ask you to do that.
That's fucked up.
That shit make you feel like shit. You said, but I didn't ask you to do that. All that self-sacrifice, we tell women all the time, all that self-sacrificing shit that you doing that for you. Stop saying you doing it for the fucking kids. Stop saying you staying for years because I've been with him all these years and I really don't want to start over. Again, all that is you. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. That's you. Listen, I'm telling you straight up from my very own experience. When I stayed in my marriage, I stayed because that was about me. My kids didn't have nothing to do with them. He still was going to be a great ass dad to them. I stayed because of him and me. I wanted to still be in it. When I got tired of it and I wanted out of it, it didn't have nothing to do with no other nigga. It didn't have nothing to do with, oh, he needs to be, my father, my children is going to change the dynamic. No, because I said I don't want to die unhappy. Because a lot of times people are staying together, suffering in silence, and they sacrificial things, and they think they doing so, but you self-sabotaging yourself. I say this all the time. In order for you to truly live out loud, you got to live in your truth. It's not about, listen, I can say, baby, I know this might hurt you, because I'm going to tell you, I was straight up honest about my shit. I ain't do no cheating. I ain't do none of that. I just said, I'm done. Because I want to be happy. And this ain't making me happy no more. And I know it's going to hurt. Did I not think it was going to hurt my kids? It was going to hurt. It all hurts, but it hurts me more if I stay. So at the end of the day, you do got to come to a conclusion of what matters to you most, because I don't want to keep getting in the ring. I don't want to keep getting in the ring fighting with you about the same old thing. Because some people say, well, once the trust is gone, it's gone. That's a motherfucking lie. That's not true. It can be earned back, but that's if that person want to earn it back. I think a lot of times, a lot of people will be taken away from them, and you put on you the other person's needs. But what about your needs? See, we got to be able to sit at the table. I remember my pastor Gordon that in church taught us this, and I never understood it until I got married. He said, when him and his wife used to get into it real bad, they just could not get nothing done. So they used to sit 2 chairs in the middle of their living room and just be like, we ain't going nowhere. We just gonna hash it out. We gonna have a come to Jesus meeting. And he said one night they did it. They was up. She had to be at work at 6. He had to be at work at 7. He said the conversation wasn't over until 5 a.m. He said they had went from, arguing, hollering, to screaming, to straight tears, but they heard each other's truth. And then they had a marriage. But they had to say, that mean, reason why they put the 2 chairs in the living room and locked the doors when nobody was going nowhere. That mean we just gonna have a straight up, listen, what's gonna come out my mouth, it's gonna hurt, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. But I think that is the best way. A lot of people don't do that. They just don't want to do that, because I don't really, I can know it in my head, but if you say it, it's all of a sudden it becomes real. It's been real. So even if you're not saying how you really feel, you're expressing it without saying it. Without saying it. And so it's like you just live your life. And I feel like it's wrong. And if I really love the person, I'm not, and I see this, I'm like, and he just doing it for me, because we know. Or you know what I'm saying? And that man know that she just doing that for him.
Just for love of him.
Listen, we make love different. We act different. We don't have the same excitement. It's just everything is different. So something is wrong. So if you in the fix it mode, then you try to do the fix it mode. But say you did the fix it mode and you simply just don't want to get in the ring no more, then it's time to get out the ring. But people waste all these years, man. All these years.
It's crazy too, because it's on and on and on. Sometimes it's kind of like easier, damn near feel like it's easier just to not even deal with it. I mean, I've had situations where I just kind of like, that's fucking like, you go in another room. They go back, you out. Because I feel like you don't care, I don't care. And sometimes I've had conversations and it was like, I don't even want to waste air on this conversation because it's not going nowhere. Let's agree to disagree. Let's be very dismissive about it. And you, like you said, you stay in the space and they don't do that. I think that, to me, and this is all idealistic, but I think it makes sense. It's realistic and idealistic for the most part, because I don't know how many people are. And that's what we're pushing on the Sip and Spill show. We're pushing for people to change their narrative and their mindset,
so
to change
their
thinking.
Happy. Yeah.
Change your
Instead
thinking.
Of the lying and the cheating
I just
and all
don't.
that.
I don't think
but the
people
inventory
know
check.
how to do that.
That's the thing, and it's so funny. That's so funny.
I feel like, see, I'll say that.
I think
but
that's
I'll say a
one
lot
of the
of
biggest
people
problems.
don't want. I would say more importantly, most people don't want to do that because
don't want to learn.
Don't want to. No, it's
don't
not.
want to do it.
You don't want to do it because you don't want to be. So you would rather stay in the fuckery than get out of it because you get so complacent. It's a lot of people that are living in the same households, and there's a lot of people that are in relationships, and they're not really functioning.
They're not together.
They're not together.
No.
But listen, it's not because they're not together because something happened. Everybody think it's because you got to cheat. You don't always got to be good. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the
sometimes cheating is the after effect of something already been happening.
But I think the number one thing of what breaks the relationship down, and it just keeps festering, as you say. First, it be like you said, it's not a black and it's not a white. It be that gray area. It's when y'all going back and forth. When you combative, you still in the ring. But when you start going to your respective corners. And you say, well, Ed, what you just said, well, I don't even want to talk. That's when the other stuff starts happening. You start seeking that in other places because you're gonna feel that void. But if you don't want to get in the ring with me, then I don't have a dog in a fight. I need you to still want to get in that ring. So you get tired and you just be like, fuck that. And everybody say, that's what they say, I'm done. But most people say, I ain't getting married to get a divorce, or I've been with him too long to break up, and I done gave him all them kids, or shit, I don't want to get on child support if I leave her ass. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different reasons. It's basically like reasons. You talk yourself into staying in the bullshit.
Number one, I think everybody, let's say this, everybody that gets married, at least have, I would say majority of people that get married, at least have a respectable thing of they trying to make it work. So regardless of, people do want to have victory. I don't think nobody signed up for shit to lose. I don't see that. I don't think people get married to lose in the marriage. I think they want to win. Now, they didn't know that they had the issues they had. They didn't know that maybe their partner had the issues they had, till they get in the thick of things. So, but it's like, I just feel like, with that, it's easier, you're trying to figure out, you don't want to hurt that person, especially with a man. A woman is delicate to us. So when we look at women, as a man, I look at a woman like a flower. So yeah, I might do harsh shit and I might do something bogus, but I feel like you're delicate. So it's like my approach, even though it can be taken as bullshit, and rightfully so, you know what I'm saying? It could. I mean, perspective is everything. But my approach is like, man, I don't want to be like, damn, why you ain't doing this? Even though I feel like that, it's like, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
So you'd rather not be that guy and just live a lie?
No. I don't rather live a lie. It's kind of like you're trying, you're wasting time because you're trying to figure out how to resolve it another way. You're trying to figure out, man, can I do this without being an asshole? I
don't know. I don't know if that's even. I think what I want to kind of. And she says, "Would you say? You say dishelve or dismantle? I want to dismantle a little bit of something with that. I think that we need to get out of the mindset of, because you said your woman is a flower and she's precious, and I think that that's something that you need to do. And there's a perspective to adore your woman in and respect in, but at the same time, I think the same thing with kids, where we think that their kids they're so delicate and they can't take certain things. And kids are a lot more resilient than we think. Women are too. They're not as soft, and I mean they are, but they're not as soft where you can't tell them the truth. And I think that one of the things that has to happen is that women are a lot more tougher emotionally than we think. And let me tell you one of the reasons that I think, this is just talking to men in general, is that one of the things I've noticed that I think the men are emotionally weaker is one of the reasons because men for the most part has been coddled and for years, and we have not had the chance to go through the ups and ebbs and flows of emotional breakups and heartbreaks and then recovering and healing. and opening yourself up to another man wholly. Since she was probably 13 or 15 or 17. Well, I know she probably dated later, but most girls since they were 17, 18 years old were dating men and lied to, get their feelings hurt. And they had to do that over and over again and be able to love another person over and over again. So we think they cry babies or they cry a lot. They're so emotional. But no, they are strong emotionally. And we don't do that. We haven't done it over the course of 20 years. So by the time somebody finally hurts us, we so fucked up, we so messed up. That being said, you can say, hey, this is what it is. And you think you're being an asshole. I think saying, hey, B word, sit your motherfucking ass down, biatch. Yeah, that's shitty. You've been an asshole. You say, hey, listen, I was messing with this woman. I love this other person. I did this shit. And we think because they have a tear that makes them weak. But if you think about it, most men, if she said the same thing, we would have a tear too. Would that make us weak? If she said, hey, this is not me talking to you specific. It's just, I want to put that out there because I think that I felt the same way what you were expressing is that you don't want to be an asshole and say these things because she's a delicate flower and she's precious and you don't want to hurt her feelings because she cries and she's going, you don't want to see that. And the fact of the matter is that they're tougher and they may cry and they whatever. But honestly, if they said, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I messed with your brother said shit. You don't think a tear gonna come down your motherfucking eye? And now she gonna say, I didn't want to tell him because he all soft and shit, delicate flower because he's gonna cry. You see what I'm saying? So then that's the thing we got to think of it. They just are more expressive, and sometimes they do handle their emotions a little bit different. They more, when we do things differently. But so what I'm saying to say, and let me get back to your point. I'm saying to say that I think that we need to take the chance and try to be. Again, we can use diplomacy. You ain't got to be a fucking dickhead and be like, shut the fuck up, shut your ass down. But then again, me and Kim talk for real as friends. And I can say now, at certain ways I won't say to Kim. But there's certain things I can talk straight up to her. She said the same thing to me, and we laugh about it all the time. When she hit me, and I sit there and I'm quiet as hell, is when she hit me with the nigga. She hit me with it. And she asked me, are you ready? She's like, yeah, I gotta tell you something. I need you. You ready? I'm like, I'm ready. She's like, okay. You need to sit your motherfucking monkey ass down. And she started hitting me with it and be like shit. But it's the truth about my life. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's okay to take that risk for the freedom of it and for the liberation of her and you, and give her the benefit of the doubt that she's not just some weak ass chick that can't take shit, because 9 times out of 10 she can't. Reason being, she's been taking shit for 30 years. Am I tripping or?
Yeah, I feel like y'all. I'm you know me. I'm not against women and I'm not against men, but I am for accountability and ownership. And I feel like if I'm doing something that I know that is hurting my mate or going to hurt my mate, I'm not thinking about them being no motherfucking delicate flower. I'm not thinking about how he might pop off on me. I'm not thinking. I just said it in a male and a female version. So I obviously care about what I'm doing more importantly than their feelings. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it in the first place. So all of a sudden, now you want to fucking be caring. Now you want to act like you want to care about my feelings when you knew what you was doing. So at the end of the day, now that's being harsh. Now I'm being harsh because I say that.
The act is harsh.
Right. No, I'm saying the fact that I say that. So what I'm saying is I like to dismantle that. We worried about the repercussions of what we're going to get back after we express our real feelings. That's all that it really, truly is. We are worried about what they're going to say, the aftermath. We ain't worried about the before. It's the aftermath, because I wouldn't be in this position. Now, let's just take away you ain't did nothing wrong in the relationship. You simply don't feel the same. No more. You no longer.
You ain't tricked off and shitted on her, but
you ain't did nothing. In my case, I know that feeling. I did it. This is something I'm talking about what I know, not what I heard. I didn't do anything. I no longer felt the same way no more. So it's like either way it go, it might cost me a little, it might cost me a lot, but it's gonna cost me. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna rip the bandage off, and that's where I'm finna jump in, because I can't lose. All I know for sure is that I didn't want to die unhappy, and what I was doing, that's what I was doing. So I didn't have to do that. A lot of people think, oh, you cheating. That's why you go find comfort in another person. You stop talking to your mate and you relate to someone else or something else. And you don't want to do that because you're worried about what your mate is going to say. So that's why I say I'm a big accountability person and ownership about. At the end of the day, it's still me. These are my fucking feelings. It's nothing wrong with me because I don't feel the same way about the person that I married many years ago. It's nothing wrong with me. I tell men this all the time. What you started, and when she hit you, and I know this shit, women hate when I say this, or some women, but they know it's the truth. Still calling me and asking me for advice. This is why Kevin Samuels was so on point and everybody disliked him. But the women that's taking all the bullshit, all this self-sacrifice and shit, was calling this nigga to dismantle and tell them about the bullshit they was doing. But it was everything he was telling them, they already knew. It wasn't like he was telling them nothing. He wasn't spitting no mad knowledge. He was telling them already. And then he threw in some fugazi shit that, women didn't like. But they made that man a millionaire by doing all that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, but I wouldn't have to call anybody. I wouldn't have to reach out to anybody if I just have a come to Jesus inventory check with my damn self and say, this ain't working for me no more. Damn. And I know it's gonna hurt.
That is true, but I just feel like I've been on the boat. I've been on both sides of that. I've been on the side of I go about it lying. Oh damn! Right. Mm-hmm. And I've been on the side of telling the truth. Mm-hmm. Now I've been on the side of I'm hurt. I'm telling the truth, and cool. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand that I might have probably told the truth after I were already in the thick of some shit.
Yeah.
And that gives a different kind of reaction as well. Yeah. But I also had moments that I said what I said before any of that happened. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Months, years of, hey, I'm feeling like this. Are you okay? Is this going on? If I'm initiating, it goes on both sides. Women ain't always the best communicators. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of women that don't communicate at all. And guys, it's some guys that's great communicators and some guys that's whack. It goes on both sides. But if you asking, okay, man, I'm not feeling like this. Hey, I'm feeling like this. Man, is everything okay? Man, why you not doing this? Why this? If you keep doing that as no closure, then you get to the point that you're done. Then when you go out and you say that, then you're the bad guy.
But let me ask you this. A lot of men, I tell friends of mine, and even from my own sons, I say you need to take some time, and I've told this plenty of times to Ed too, to just, you don't need a reaction right away. What you need is to just think about you and you only. Not about what's been going on, not about the actions of what has happened. Just you. Why did you make the decision that you made? Why did you go the route that you took? And more importantly, why did you choose the situation over and over and over again? Just make a different choice. But before you can do that, find out what that is. And be okay with the fact it's going to hurt. Because it is. You can't keep going through life acting as if nothing is happening. You're going to keep evolving no matter who you with, who you knowing, and no matter what you're doing. It's career, relationship, being a father, all that. You're going to constantly and consistently change. So that's one of those things where you have to have a meeting of the minds for yourself. You got to say, let me think about me. And it's nothing, how they say women all the time about self-care and all that. Well, men need that shit too. Y'all just need, you ain't got to sit up and talk to your boy. I'm talking about just you in your space and say, damn, RJ, today, what the fuck I want, man? What is, I ain't even thought about what the hell because y'all just be going through emotions so long and subliminally kind of being told what to do. You can be damn near robotic and you don't slow down. You don't need another female that you're saying right now. You know that can be there. It's always somebody in the wings. I promise to God. That is not. Sometimes I just need to chill and say, the fuck I need myself, by myself, what I need. And then you need to be honest with you, just you, nobody else. And then you can make the choice that works for you. And a lot of times that's my number one, something as simple as that is just really thinking about what you want. Not somebody in your ear, not somebody saying this shit to you, but what I really want. Like, damn, I ain't, and I can guarantee you most of the men that I know have really, and women, but especially men, I gotta say that, don't really know what the fuck you want. You just going through the motions. This hurt, so you go get that, feel better on that side. That hurt, fuck that. I don't like that. That's some bullshit. Then you go and get this, but you never just stop. Don't do a motherfucking thing. And you know what? And just let all that shit happen. Because a thought can only manifest itself if you let it. So it's gonna come there, but it don't gotta stay there. You gotta let it pass. And then get back to you. Just get back to you, because we do, I think as a whole, we do give up ourselves individually. We give up ourselves in every type of aspect of our lives, but you got to take time for you.
But it's like this. It's a catch-22, and like I said, you guys married. I'm married, and everybody been through this road. Marriage is hard. It's kind of like, before I can check my wife, I gotta honestly check myself, right? So. And that's the truth. Before I can go out and be like, hey, you ain't doing this, and then you ain't working out. Like, okay, am I working out? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's real. So it's like, as a man, you set the foundation or the tone for the marriage. You set the tone for the marriage. You know what I'm saying? As a man, as a leader, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like women feel that same way. You know, they feel like, as a woman, you set the tone for your marriage. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, how you want your marriage to go. So it's just so hard trying to, you're trying to, you know what's wrong. And then it's like, okay, before I point the finger, let me work on me. So then that takes time out. So then it's like, okay, well, I could go up and give a laundry list to my wife, everything wrong. And I'm pretty sure she could hand me a laundry list right back. Mm-hmm. Just be handing back lists. Mm-hmm. And at some point, some shit got to get done. You know, so I can't control her. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you can control I can control me. Right. So I try to do things better. So that's where the time goes into, and the effort. It's like, okay, well, all right, man, maybe you ain't cooking because I ain't make no breakfast. So let me start making breakfast. Maybe you cook at night. Then you go bath.
But everything you do, y'all should talk about it, so you don't feel like you're doing something in your mind a certain way, and you think that she should be receiving that in that manner, and she not. She could be like, you ain't impressing me, nigga. That's a requirement. That's what you should be doing. Cooking me breakfast. What you mean? And you like, I'm making an honest effort
it's like
to do it. And you like, that's why I say the inventory checks is so important. And then don't judge it based on somebody else. You got to think about shit. Think about her needs might change, and so has yours. You want different things. So that's why those inventory checks weekly, daily is important.
I've been in situations, and I've seen situations. I have friends in situations that they grew to do other things. They let's say if it's a guy, his husband, he probably never paid no bills a day in his life. But now he's paying all the bills. He's stepping up doing this. But now he feels like, man, okay, man, you know, I can. If I'm doing this and I'm stepping up and I'm doing this, man, I like a little sandwiches during the day. You know what I'm saying? I like my back rub and my suck, you know, all that. So it's like, but that ain't changing.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
She's not changing,
right? You
because
ain't.
He's not requiring it to change. See, that's
No. I didn't see. There ain't nobody being closed mouthed here. No. And they don't. No.
If he changed, and do we have the conversation and tell her?
He says what he wants. Matter of fact, it comes off as fussing. It comes off as doing too much. So it's not like it's new news to the woman.
See, now,
you feel what I'm saying? So you got the situation
this where it gets tricky.
I see this a lot.
This is where it gets tricky, and I'm gonna tell you from a standpoint of a person been married for a long time. And this is what happened. This goes back to what Kim was saying earlier. And what you're saying is true. I get what you're saying. And it really comes back to the guts and the relationship initial, that coming to Jesus moment. I'm talking about, you have to have a conversation. See, it can't be. See, I don't want to get it twisted. We're saying, okay, we have an inventory check. And we could talk about shit, but it really not really, it don't really settle in your spirit.
Right. Inventory check to a contract or agreement.
Yes, but that person has to, because we can say shit like, yeah, I don't like this, I don't like that. Right. And then they mind, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm just saying shit because we're doing a conversation. Right. And so it has to be something that you actually resonate with your fucking heart and you actually agree with it. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna speculate. Just take a fucking wild guess. This happens with women. And this is it's a statement somebody's saying. I hate to sound real offensive and vulgar. They say men pay through the bankroll and women pay through the pussy hole. That's just the thing, right? Now check this out. If you say, that's just a scenario. I'm just gonna tell you based off of what I've known. A woman, if she has a willing and able-bodied man, and he had been for so long incapable of securing her, because women have the first thing they have to do is feel safe and secure. They have to love you, but they have to feel like you got them. Like they got to know the lights. They can't be I don't know, maybe I need to go sell some ass and the lights can be on. So here's the thing. I'm just going to speak on just what I understand. Huh?
Just go get a job.
No, I'm just saying it can't be. It's a quick. Well, get a job. The lights got to be paid. Bill got to be paid tomorrow. So you get some ass tonight. You gonna get that money tonight.
Damn.
You go to the strip club.
We don't promote prostitution on the Sip and Spill show. Just let y'all know.
But So what I'm saying is that if he had not been doing things for so long, and now he decided to get the period, you know what? I'm paying bills now, and she like, I've been doing this shit for 7 years. Just because you've been paying bills for the past 8 months to a year, I'm not going to start sucking your dick.
Why not?
Well, just think about it.
Sucking his dick when he wasn't paying it?
Probably
I'm pretty
not.
sure you was. Probably not as often he wanted to, but he felt that you need to put some more stank on it.
What? We on the camera. So
I know. Okay, it was on the camera. Okay,
So I'm just saying, this is what you got to do.
Impromptu, y'all.
This is what you got to do. She'll run from something in a minute on the camera. Oh shit! Jesus ain't shit. That damn it, God, shut the hell up.
It's a good thing. It's my show.
I told you. I always told you, Kim. You know what I'm saying? It's not sip and spill the spill. You hear that? She just said it. So
you know what time it is. His name is first.
So here, anyway. So I'm saying that could be a trip. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times men want to put that stain, like, you need to go on suck on that dick. You know, I've been paying the bill for 7 months now. I know you've been paying for the past 13 years, but nigga, you need to suck my dick now. And they're like, it's the vibe behind, like, nigga, who are you talking to? It's a thing with that, and that's not good because she's been feeling some kind of way, and she's been getting what you say, get through to get. What do you say? Get back. It's something you say, go through to get through, or something like that. But
yeah, he's right. You said that she's been getting to get through, and the reason why she's been doing that, she's basically been tolerating.
She's been tolerating it. She's been giving them, like, encouraging them that, and it's like now you finally where you at. It's a weird thing.
But see, he never really met her where she was at. He did it for what reason? What reason all of a sudden now
he's taking care of the bills?
So I took 14 years where you didn't do what you needed to do as my husband. Now you've reached a pivotal point because I've already checked out. A woman will check out at a man already.
And let's
mentally gone.
She checked out, but let's say she was still giving him head and doing shit throughout that time. She had checked out.
Right, because she was because she was in love with him then. Mm-hmm. Okay, or she loved him, right, to a certain extent. And whatever he bring, whatever it was, she liked. That's why she put up with it. It's always something. It might be the most fugaziest thing, but whatever she's doing is because it's benefiting her. Nobody don't want to take that ownership. It's still benefiting her. Just because he chew gum and play fucking video games and she pay all the bill. I know a lot of women that's doing this shit. They taking care of that nigga like he don't gotta do shit. He don't do nothing. And they take care of everything. But what he's giving it, that he is giving them, they love more than the fact of requiring him to bring them and help them with the bills in the house. Sometimes it could be a specific, just the fact that it's a man in the house. Or I had 2 kids by you. Or I don't want to see your ass with nobody else. So that's when I'm going to make sure that I continue to do what I'm doing.
Give them the PS5
but at the end of the day, it's all selfish ass reasons. So I don't condone it from the woman or the man. Now, this what I absolutely want to say when you said about being with someone, and then they step up to the plate, and all of a sudden now you want head. Okay, so this is where you act as an entitlement. This is what I mean when I say a requirement. A lot of times you don't get what you want out of the person is because you accept the behavior that they were given to you at the beginning of the relationship or during the relationship. So if I said this is what I want, and he said, well, I'm not doing that shit, and I back down, then who that's on? That's on me. But we don't act like that. The woman be like, yo ass. But he told you and showed you he an ass. And you still fuck with him? That is on you. That is not on him. He gonna keep riding that ride. He gonna keep taking that ass. He gonna keep doing all that because I'm not requiring him to do anything different. When that man went and got that job after 14 years, it's because he already felt he was losing his wife. And he felt that he can do this. And so then he started feeling empowered. It did. It encouraged the hell out of him. Now I'm doing everything she wanted to do. Most of the time, by the time the man realized that what he need to be doing, she don't even want his ass. No.
She don't want him no more.
She's already checked out. I know I did. I was gone. My mind was gone. You can't do shit to me. My mind.
That's crazy because it's like a timing thing. Not to cut you off. That's like a timing thing. At that moment in time, he's making this move, and he had. I don't know who this person is or what you're saying. I don't even know if what I'm saying is actually aligned in what happened. I don't know if he had not been doing stuff for so long within the relationship, and then now he started to do something within the relationship as far as paying bills, and then now she's like not giving him head, and now he's like, "What the fuck?" I'm talking about, I'm fussing about it. I don't know what that situation is, but I'm saying that makes so much sense because now it's like, okay, finally, you're doing your thing. I'm logged out. And you can yell at me, fuss at me, say all type of shit. I'm paying the bill. Well, you've been paying now. You're doing it now.
It's just kind of like if you gonna sit here, this is my thing. And women have a tendency to do it. If you're gonna sit here and have this you owe me attitude, then check out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know you sat with him, gave him head when his ass was on video game, right? Then you seeing him do it, and now you don't want to do it. It's like, then you're done. That's cool. And you have every right to feel whatever way you feel. You do, as a person. But my thing is that shit ain't cool because it's like you probably talked to him about 14 years about what he would need to do. And he fussed, and he actually did it. And it's like, okay, I'm doing it. All right, yeah. The first week, I'm coming in, paying the bills. I ain't saying nothing. But 8 months went past. So he figured, after a little time, maybe not every day, you ain't going up being superhead on them, but maybe like pick it up a little bit because you see the progress. So he feel like, man, if I'm making progress, reward me for the progress I'm making. Okay, you're able to tell me what I'm doing wrong. You're able to tell me what I'm doing wrong, but when you can't reward me for what I'm actually doing right.
No, there is no fucking reward. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I made a choice to put up with all your 14 years fugaziness when you decided to get it right. You don't owe me shit to finally get it right. And I don't owe you shit to give you a reward because you got it right. I made a choice to stay there. Women needs to own the fact when you make a choice to stay with a man for the decision that he made 14, 10, 3, 5 months ago, right? And then I make that decision. No more than the man say, okay, I go out here and I get this shit. Everything she want me to get. That still don't mean that she gonna give me everything I want from there either. They still make a choice. And most of the time, the opposite set makes a difference.
But what is that? What message is that sending? What if the
same damn message that was sent when he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
You sent the message. You sent the message when you allowed him to stay 14 years. You punish him for some shit that you allowed, and then don't reward him for doing right. That don't make sense.
No, well, here's the thing that could be happening too. We gotta look at this too. Sometimes women, like let's say they have children together, right? And she's holding down the fort. She's hoping for the day you can do whatever. And there's been times I know this. It's funny. Women are a lot more different than men. Women would harvest and do. They would like. There's a thing we should do before they get married. My mother used to call it not nesting or something, where you would get all yourself getting ready for marriage. You put all the stuff. You have a chest,
right? And
you getting ready for marriage. You start nesting, which means you get all the stuff you need to get ready. Chest. You get ready for marriage. You getting your stuff ready for marriage. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, it may take 5 years, but you're nesting. You get something like this gonna be for my house. This gonna be for my baby that you're projecting to have. So women will stay in this thing and they say, I'm in it. and I'm gonna do this thing, and I have sexual needs too, and blah blah. He ain't getting together, and I can't leave him because of the guilt. And women give sympathy sex and all type of shit, and then they have needs fulfilled too. But once they feel like, oh, he got it now, I can go. And in that time, they gonna fuck you and do stuff like that for you.
They found something else.
And they found something else in that time, but they needed to know you're gonna be okay. Because the guilt of like, I don't want to play him.
It's the same shit what men do. They say that men be broke as fuck, right? Then they finally get on, and then they go and they get with a new woman that woman that doesn't know him when he didn't have anything. That woman that was with him when he didn't have nothing. He doesn't want her no more because all the shit they went through.
Right.
But the guilt, even though he might love that person who met him where he at, but the guilt, he want to be with that person because I don't want to hurt her feelings. And she been there. Damn, she had my back.
And so she was. I'm saying she's there. Yes, exactly. That
but
shit
I
is
don't
crazy.
want that shit. I don't want no. That's you, like you said. I say that. I said I don't believe in no sympathy or empathy ass, and I don't want you to stay my friend and keep me around in your life because you feeling guilty. Fuck your guilt. I'm moving on, and then most people know it. But if I continue to stay fucking with you, that's on me. That's not on him. And nobody don't want to take ownership of that, but it's the truth.
And so my angle with that is, which is you say that all the time too. That's a point you make. And my point is that, she could have been like biding her time until he was straight. So now she can be like, I don't got to give you shit. I was doing it because I was there. We had no choice. If I didn't do this, we wouldn't have shit. I do need you to hear at least with the kids when they get out of school and shit like that.
I know a lot of men has done that too. The woman didn't have nothing. She have no skills. She had the kids, and he was like, he really was gone with somebody else, but he wanted to make sure his home was okay. And she had the kids, and even if she didn't have the kids, she was with him when he didn't have shit, and he wanted to make sure she good. And once she got on, he was out.
So what is the proper ways of doing it? Like, I get it. We just said the come to Jesus moment, or to just basically sit down and keep it real, but clearly it's not that simple.
It really is.
It is. But it is. Okay, clearly we don't make it that simple. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
So clearly we don't make it that simple because we have emotions and everything else tied to it.
We second and triple guess. You got people that overanalyze shit. You study long, study wrong. And I think it's simple what she's saying, but you have to get past this, your self-sabotaging thinking. And once you do pass it, you get the results is just basically, it's almost like there's this thing that they say they train an elephant in a circus. In a circus, the elephant is trained not to go past a certain point because there's a rope or a rope tied to its leg, to a stake in the ground. And they're trained to know that, once that rope, you get a little tension, you stop. But the elephant doesn't know that he's big and strong enough to just merely pull that stake out the ground and really trample the entire circus. And so what happens is we have to get past the fact of saying, when she's saying it's simple, it's like we think it's difficult. Oh my, that stake is on the ground. I can't do that. I can't say that. Surely I can't hurt their feelings. Surely I can't do this and the other, but it's a stake in the ground. It's really a matter of pulling the stake off the ground. You have more than enough power, more than enough whatever within you to make it do what it do and get up out of there. You can get to freedom. And so when she says freedom, it's just a mindset. Our minds are constructed or confirm to that. And I think one of the things that I think we do in Simple Spill is to try to free those, get some liberation, which is why we have the platform we have. We talk about it. We say, okay, let's break it down and stuff like that. I always ask Kimmi, I say, well, what tools can they use and stuff like that? And I know sometimes you say it's simple and people say how simple it is. It's easier said than done. Well, it's just a matter of fact about doing it. When she say it's simple, it's like, well, you act like you just have to say it. You have to do it. It's not like you got to go build a house and fly to the moon and come back and then do it. That's difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take some time. But just saying it is not as difficult as you say it. It's just in your own, like, you're squirmish about it, And we got this stuff that's holding us back. So that's my opinion on that. I think that it's simple because it's just a matter of ripping the Band-Aid off. It's like how difficult it is. It's a Band-Aid on your arm. And it's so difficult to take it off. Not really. You may not like the feeling of it, but you just rip it off. You can stay 5 hours.
So what you do? So what's the rules? If you do this, and I got to throw this out there. You do that. You rip the Band-Aid off. Man, woman, don't matter. And you kept it real. And because of y'all truth conversation, y'all as a unit decide to move on. Not saying decide to move on like we're gonna go separate, but decide to go forward. Okay, they had a good talk. You had to rip the band-aid moment. You had a good talk, right? And I was extremely transparent about my feelings, how I felt. But we decided, hey, we good. We got that out. We're going to move forward. How does the communication go forward from there? Should it be a constant brought up about how you hurt him because you told him the truth and you was at that moment? Because that happens
I'm
too.
like Kimmi Kim. What you think about that, Kim? That's a good. I mean,
that happens too. You had to rip it, and then when y'all go back, and then you have moments like, man, that hurt me, and it's like, see, that's the reason why I didn't want to say that shit in the first place.
I'm gonna let you, because Kimmy's gonna come in and simplify this and stuff like that. But I do have this back thing I want to say real quick. I think mine's had Apostle David did his ministry about minds under construction, and the Bible said you could be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And sometimes your mind, a lot of people's minds have to change on that. So when you say, well, are you going to, you hurt the feeling, you say the truth, hurt the feeling, they count your mind, you hurt me, don't fuck about it.
No, we decided to go for it. We moved, we did the right communication. We decided, you know what? We had the proper conversation. I told you the truth. I said it the real. We move forward. Should that be a constant reminder? If it's me, right? If it's my wife, she told me the truth. Should I go and be like, whenever we have any kind of conversation, I bring up, hey, you told me that shit?
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Even if it did hurt me at the moment, should I think, and
I'm like, Kimmy, I know you waiting to go for this, and I'm sorry. I think that if there's a feeling, you should talk about your thoughts and feelings, but harboring it isn't healthy for you or them. I don't think you can't
control what the other person do.
No, I'm just saying that I don't think that's a mature. That's why I call about the renewing of your mind. At that point,
so what do you do at that point? If Kimmy, if you told me the truth, we were together, you told me your truth, man, you was like, man, fuck this. We ripping the band. We putting the gloves on. This is what it is. We had this great talk. I was like, man, you pretty much fed up with me. It was like, fuck this, fuck this. I was like, we talk about it. We decided, you know what? We had that out. Let's start on a new slate. Let's go forward. Okay. Now, when we get mad, is that fair for me to bring up how you crushed me when you brought that up and had that real talk? Should I ever bring that up again? Even though you crushed my feelings, and that was the truth. It's not a lie, because you told me the truth and you crushed me, and it hurt at the moment because you told the absolutely fucking truth. You did it like you said. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in one instance, it's not fair. It's not like you can't say you didn't hurt my feelings and we didn't establish that. But how do I move forward? How do you move forward with me saying that to you every chance?
Well, first, I would say you need to forgive the person for yourself, not for them. And a lot of times they say, I forgave you when you did blah, blah, blah to me. And I feel like you self-sabotage the relationship from moving forward, just simply from that statement. Because if we're going to be anything than what we are today, there has to be change. We cannot remain the same. I can't keep reliving. That has already happened. It's not happening. If you apologize to me on a Monday for something that you did and you redid it Tuesday, which is totally different, but it's the same shit, I still need to forgive you for what you did Tuesday. Fuck Monday. Because now you redid it on Tuesday. So it's the same shit. It's just a different toilet. So what I'm saying, and over and over again, if I make that conscious decision to forgive you, I can't keep doing it every time I had to flush. You see what I'm saying? I can't keep doing that because we're not growing. I need you to understand that I don't want to flush this damn toilet no more from your same shit and every different toilet that we keep on encountering. So I need you to understand how you hurt me the first fucking time. Because if I don't get you to understand how you hurt me the first fucking time, you're going to do it over and over and over again. See, a lot of times we always ask ourselves, especially women, and I'm a big person, I hate this shit. Because as a woman, this is what they say, I act like a man. But this when I say, but I understand that energy. And that is, I need it to be over. I need it to be done. I want to tell your ass one time that this how bad it hurt me. So if we talking from sun up to sundown, this how bad it hurt. No, I ain't moving. But see, you did this, Kim, no, fuck that. This what you did. That right there, nigga, hurt me bad. Okay? That shit. Now do that shit again, and we gonna have a whole nother different type of problem. Now, if you see how I acted, behaved, cried, all that, you saw all that, and you still turn around and do that shit to me again, and I stay with you after that, I don't give you no other type of requirement or standard or nothing. I just let you say the same old tired ass sorry, the same old please forgive me, the same old buy me flowers. We do the same old routine shit. You say you sorry, I accept. We have makeup sex, and we walk back through the crib and be like everything was okay. Then I played my damn self. A lot of times you have to make the person feel the sorry in order for them not to do that shit again. Not to say that they're not human and they're not going to make another mistake, because they are. But they don't have to make that one no more. So it starts with demanding to each other, like, listen, babe, that hurt. But moving forward, every time something happened, I'm human. I'm going to fall short all the time, all the time. You can't keep throwing that shit up in each other's face, because it's not fair to y'all. It's not fair to each other, because who wants to be in a relationship with somebody where you just always told that you do this and you do that, you do that? Shit, I wouldn't want to do shit right either. Same thing with your child. Every time, you know what, Junior, you just fuck up again today. You just a little fuck up. Damn, mommy, I just wasted my milk. You just a little fuck up. He's only 2. Just imagine you telling your 2-year-old, you're just a little fuck up. You just keep wasting shit. He's just 2. So that's the same shit even as an adult. I fucked up and I made a mistake. Huge. I broke your heart. Babe, I'm sorry. And I would spend the rest of my days making it up to me, making it up to you. But you should have to spend the rest of your days keep on saying it and keep reliving it. Because if I keep throwing up in your face, I ain't doing nothing but hurting myself, because I keep reliving that shit. I tell Ed all the time, even as in friends, and we get into it with just friendship. I say, listen, I don't want to do it. And he's sitting right here. I say, I don't want to do this shit. We talk about it one time, Ed, that's it. We don't got to keep doing this shit, because I mean what I say and say what I mean. I mean that shit. That's it. Because if we keep going on, that's what changed me. And once you change me, I'm done. Once I start feeling that, I ain't going to keep on going back and forth and keep on trying to do that, this and that. I already know my worth, and I know that what I bring to the table with us and our friendship, or being a mom, or even with my kids, and you know what I'm saying, and being in marriages, you should know what you do. So if I know how to apologize, I tell my sons all the time, don't mistreat women, because you're going to need them all your life. Whether it's this one, it's going to be another one. It's going to be another one. It's going to be another one. So watch how you treat them. But at the same time, remember, you're going to need them all your life. So you gotta say, I'm sorry, mean that shit, and don't make the same mistake again. But understand that you're still gonna make mistakes. And then as men, y'all not as resilient as when you don't have that nurturing bug, on y'all, and want to be forgiving and shit. Because we do the shit to y'all like, I'm done with her. Then she'll biatch, and I'm done with her motherfucking ass. I don't want no more part of her. Y'all couldn't take the shit that we would do. But at the end of the day, when I say, I'm gonna go back to the first question that you said, when you said what are some of the tools, to me is you change your mindset, you change your life. Honest to God, you really do. And then you have to stop justifying your very own bullshit. You can't say, see, she act like this, and that's the reason why I don't want to. That shit there. And then you know it's somebody else you talk to, you don't got that problem with them. That's a problem in itself. Get that out the way. That other extra person don't mean shit. You got this problem regardless, because that person come with another set of type of shit. It might not be that shit, but they come with another type of shit. Mm-hmm. So you just got to realize what kind of shit you really want to deal with.
What you want to deal with.
And that's why I say if I'm married and me and my man having issues, I was saying about my ex, I would say that's our shit. Ain't nobody finna tell me how to fuck with you. Only person gonna make me not fuck with you no more is you. But you gonna understand what I need. You gonna understand what I need to go. Stop judging of what a gender role is, what a woman is, and this woman, and this what I did when I grew up and all that. I'm not your fucking mama. I'm not the friend that broke your heart or your ex-girlfriend. I'm not none of that shit. I'm me, and I need to have the space to be me. And you fuck with me for me. Now tell me some shit that Kimmi did to you, and Then I'll rock with you on that. But I don't want to be fighting all these other heifers. And I ain't never even met before. They ain't did shit to me. But that's when that man has not healed, or that woman has not healed. You be fighting all them other people. You don't even realize you fighting. So my number one thing why I say is simple. It's simple enough to say that you want somebody that whoever you're going through something with in any type of relationship, you want to be able to say, okay, this is where we at, and this is what I know you need. Babe, do you need anything else? Because I want to work on that. I want to let that go. And I know it's going to take you time, but I'm going to need you to forgive me so we can grow in love. And to me, grow means get rid of always. Because otherwise you're stuck. And you just don't grow and you don't evolve. And you just find yourself keep arguing and you keep doing the same shit. And you start questioning yourself, damn, why I keep doing this? You know why you keep doing this? Because you're not happy. You want to do what makes you happy. And you can't do it if you can't tell yourself the truth. You got to be able to tell yourself the truth. This, yes, I've been this, years, all that. But it ain't working for me no more. Damn. You just got to be honest with yourself. And to me, that opens the playing field for everything else to come through. It starts and it ends and it begins, all that, with you. Everybody need to be accountable for the decisions that they make. Because even when you continue to be with each other year after year, you still make a choice to choose that person to be with them every day. If you've been married for so many years or been in a relationship for so many years, and you still waking up with that person, whether it's in that fucking house or laying next to them, you made that choice. So you can't blame nobody but you. You can create the love life you want, and you create the life you want. It's always up to you. We fuck each other up all the time by telling ourselves we self-sabotage our very own growth. It truly is that simple, but you don't want to do it because you feel like all these other things you tell yourself. But get out of your own head, and that's when you'll begin to live. That's my take on that, y'all. We've been on the show for an hour and 30 minutes. Okay. I think we done went dark deep and we done went there, and I learned a whole bunch of shit about a relationship I ain't even in. But at the end of the day, I want to say that, hey, you got something you want to add to this, Ed?
Well, I mean, I'm in agreement with you. I think that there's a whole bunch of reconstruction that has to be gone. And I think I want to do a campaign of really restructuring. Me and you're going to do some stuff probably later in the future. And we're going to talk about restructuring the mind, the male psyche, which is something you want us to talk about. We will do a show, you and I. Kimmi will moderate it also, and we'll talk about it. Just thinking that the man's mindset of what we think is relevant and whatever. Like, okay, for example, before we close, the mindset of the male, the gender role shit, or the misogynistic. There's still a lot of misogynistic theories that we have, even though we guys that love our women and we believe in empowering women, there's still some misogynistic views a lot of us men have, especially when it comes to relationship and sexuality. And so I want to kind of go into that. But there's a lot of reprogram we have to do. Like the fact that you say that, okay, we talked about it, had a come to Jesus moment, but you bring it up again. Like that's something that you have to do. That person that decided to go through the battle with you, talk about all the real shit and move on, but then they want to bring the shit up later. That's some shit that they have to fucking fix, because it's just a reconstruction. That's a programming that people have to get. It's like it's some things that we have to kind of really work on ourselves and fix, because that's why we keep bringing up this weird shit and we think it's so difficult to fucking overcome. I mean, if I've been in rooms with people that are powerful people, men, God, and all that kind of stuff, quote unquote, and they have these weird theories, man, crazy weird theory. I'm gonna say this one. I told you this before. I was in a meeting one time with some guys, or is at a get together, and this guy's a minister, and ministers, they were all ministers. I was the only one that wasn't, and they were talking about all this cheating and shit, and all the stuff they were doing. You know, practicing poly and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, y'all cheating and stuff like this, kind of crazy. The one guy said, and it was, and this is weird to me. He was like, she was with some chick, and the chick was like, she was doing whatever, or smash or whatever, and he's like, she was saying something, doing something. He said, no, I ain't coming here to have sex. I'm here to bust a nut. And You remember me telling you that shit? He said, I came to bust a nut. Bust a nut. That shit was so ridiculously vile and ridiculous to me. And I'm like, y'all niggas got this mindset. You teaching people this shit. And so you got to think about the kind of mindset of people that are reverberating in other people's minds. Even if they ain't saying that specific shit, their line of thinking, that way of thinking they imparting to other people is weird. And you kind of remanufacturing this shit. You regrowing this shit. And so that kind of mind, I'm here to bust a nut. Like, you ain't here to fuck her. You ain't here to have sex. You here to bust a nut?
Yeah, I'm getting mad.
You could have did that at the crib.
I don't know what you here for. But
He said, I'm here to bust a nut. I'm like, what's so difficult about busting a nut on your own?
You can join in or not. This nut is going to get bust.
Yeah. I came all the way out the way to come and see you. Something I could have did at the crib. I could have did it in my car. I could have did it in my job, but I came all the way to you to bust a nut. And I'm saying, and so it's this shit that men do that we want to do. We can't, our girls can't do it. It's fucking they hoes and thoughts and biatches and all type of shit. And they can't do it, and we can do it, and it's weird. There's a situation, it's a partner. I was telling you about this, and this guy had his woman, he doing all this shit, fucking around, doing whatever. And won't have all this stuff he doing, fucking around. This girl saying, you know what you can do, you want to do that, that's fine. Sitting on her ass at the crib, he downstairs, she upstairs, they live in a separate life. She decided, you know, I'm gonna date somebody. She decided to date somebody. Oh no, you can't do that. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm sorry, I hate to put this out there. I hope you don't see this. But he decided he gonna go crazy. He need therapy. I love you so much. I made a mistake. And he didn't fuck and suck, had people at his house. She decided to do something one time. Ain't fuck, suck, nothing. And now and that's the mentality of a lot of us men. We think that the world revolves around us, and when somebody says that it doesn't, then everybody got to get murdered. That's the fucking ridiculous, the fuckery. And me and Kim talk about that all the time. She like, and there was the thing, we watched the Hulk, the She-Hulk came on last week. It was one of the coldest lines of the movie. And she was one of the coldest scenes was the Hulk was trying to teach her to manage her anger in order to show she won't Hulk out. And he like, damn, you mastered that in a minute. She said, nigga, I do that every day. Like, I have to deal with men talking shit to me like I ain't shit on a regular basis, trying to fuck me on a regular basis. Absolutely. And being shitted on, overlooked, undersized the whole time. I had to control my anger every day. That ain't shit. And it was funny because the Hulk's whole premise for 60 years or 50 years, the Hulk has been his lack of control of his anger.
His emotions.
The lack of control of his emotions. That was the biggest kick in the balls for men if they never seen it. It was such a subtle thing. She's like, I'm good. I got this. She handled her Hulk capabilities within minutes. And it took him years. He had to have a patch. Like, you know, I gotta be able to control my anger. I gotta go to the science lab, and this costs $1 million. It's crazy. So it's like I don't need that shit. I do this shit every day.
Yeah, now that
dealing with a period, dealing with men fucking with them, being overlooked, being shitted on, being told you couldn't do it, underpaid women, and we tell them. That's what I'm saying. Oh, they just precious flower. They've been shitted on for years. Shitted on for years. You think you telling her you want to do something that she know you doing is gonna, oh, she's gonna hurt her feelings. Nigga, she been fucked over her entire fucking life. You mean she don't have the capability of hearing? And I'm not talking to them, just saying. So it's a thing that I think.
But they also, with that same statement, they also give you the weight of they've been shitted on their whole life.
They give you the weight of it.
The weight of it. You get the weight of the whole life I've been shitted on. And you were supposed to have been the one. And now you going to join in with them. So now I'm going to put your shit on top with all that other shit too. We get that too.
Well, yeah. It's an experience, though. It's the same thing even with a man. A man got hurt by a woman, and he met one woman, and he felt that one woman was going to be the woman. And then she go out and cheat on him, and now he fuck all women. I'm playing every woman. I'm not going to be faithful ever again in life. Yeah. So y'all take one encounter, y'all done. We take about 60, 80 to your one.
That's the truth. That's the thing. And here's the thing that's dope. I would implore everybody who's watching the show or if you get on this podcast, I implore male or female. If you're a female, I would implore you. I don't give a fuck what your niggas saying, your man is saying. I would implore you to actually have a platonic male friend. Somebody you don't fuck. Now, a lot of guys don't want to fuck. Maybe if a gay man, doesn't matter. Same thing with men. You either have a platonic female friend or friends that keep you accountable, can tell you the truth. That somebody you're not trying to fuck. You got to be the finest nigga, and they got to be the finest chick. It's got to be somebody you can talk to that's going to tell you the fucking truth because you want to hear the perspective. One thing I love about my partner, she get to tell me some shit. I get to hear her real truth, and I can hear myself in the shit she say to niggas do. And I'm like, damn, I do that. Well, yeah, kind of, yeah, you do. It's wild. I'm not talking about a girl you like and you're interested in. I'm talking about somebody that you can honestly have a real conversation. So I implore and encourage everybody to have a friend of the opposite sex that you're not trying to fucking smash, maybe more than one, that you can have an honest conversation and be reflective. They're going to keep you accountable. And same thing, men and women. That's my advice. So that's my last thing. All right, you got a last thing you want to say on Mr. Sip and Spill today?
I think I do want to say you're right. It is very important to be transparent. That it's not the conversation wasn't based on placing the blame on women. I know I probably kind of took that stance doing this conversation, but we try to bring different perspectives to the table. And I try to bring different things that I know that I personally went through, friends of mine that went through, especially from a male's perspective, and just bring it to the table and just really just get Kim's perspective of it or your perspective of it, just to figure out, just to answer questions that I might have, or friends of mine or other guys that think like me, or just think about just some of the examples I brought up, just to give us a different way of looking at it. I mean, you guys brought some gems to me, made me look at some things differently, and just really kind of check myself, honestly, listen to what Kim said, listen to what you're saying, like, damn, okay, yeah, I guess I could have handled that differently. But I mean, other than that, man, I mean, that's what the show is about, man. Just bringing different perspective, hot topics, and keeping it real, man, for real.
Yeah, keeping it real. So you guys, follow us on most social media platforms. We're gonna put this out, and I'm really welcoming Rob. You really fitting in really good. I like the vibe. I like the chemistry you and Kim. And just get ready because she's being real being very laid back and chill right now. But she's gonna come with the come on, especially when it's remote, because we're gonna do a lot of we're gonna be doing some traveling. So just make sure you're ready for that.
Talking to them, I told you about all that.
Well, I'm just saying, be ready for Kimmi Kim. And it's not you, it's just in general, y'all. I got to give my girl her flowers. She is the one that has anchored the show. She's been the one that's pushed it. She's the one that kind of initiated its birth, and I have to give her props. She feels uncomfortable when I do that, but it's true. And the fact of the matter, and I am a person that concur. I tell everybody, if they start a business, go ahead. Kimmi is the bomb. Go ahead. Yes.
Clap it up for Kimmi.
Clap it up for Kimmi Kim.
Kimmi Kim.
If you guys, and I'm gonna say, there's people that we got to put this show out because there's people that want it, like, oh, they want to be in a seat, they want to be in the presence of Kimmi Kim. I'm gonna say this to you: sitting next to Kimmi Kim is a pleasure, but it's not easy. It's not easy because she's a firecracker and she's going to call you out. It's been times on the show where I'm not sure where she's going with the stuff. And I would look like, okay, I don't know what I'm, and she'll run circles around you if you're not mentally ready. So all the people that like, oh my God, she's so great, whatever. A woman like that, you have to be ready for a person like that because they're no nonsense. She's very cool. Don't get it twisted. She's very sweet, but she's very no nonsense. So that being said, I give her props and her flowers. So as the show goes on, we got RJ's added to the show, guys, and you're going to see a lot more of him. We will have more conversations about it in the future. I hope you guys like what you're hearing and seeing. It'll be more in depth. And like I said, give my girl her flowers. She's going to keep this shit going. She is the engine that could. So I appreciate you guys. Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill here. Like us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. And then we are on the radio. our 104.9. We will send out links if you guys are on our subscriptions through YouTube and Facebook, especially Facebook and Instagram. We'll put the link on there so you can listen to our radio show on Saturdays, and that's from 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. So listen, we like you, we love you, want more of you, and it's been real and it's been and fun. And every time we do our show, as we say all the time, every time we get a chance to connect with you guys, every time we get a chance to just embody the love and the covering and the whatever from our fans and friends and family, you know, it's always real Mickey Ficky motherfucking fun. And it's always a great pleasure, guys. Okay, I said my speech. I'm now off the stage. Is it time to go, Miss Kimmi Kim? This is my part of the infamous Kimmi Kim. Y'all gonna see her all over the fucking place. She is going to be on TV and on plays and acting. And Kimmi Kim has got some things in the work, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Yep, I got plenty of stuff that we gonna be doing for the Sip and Spill show.
For the Sip and Spill
show.
But
I wanna do a Kimmi Jim. After everything we talked about, I think what I want to do is to, you know, have a lasting effect. I think RJ, it was excellent. I think you kind of brought a lot of attention to a lot of things that a lot of men are going through. A lot of men. I can say personally that I've heard just different stories that kind of touch on that, and then just the fact of you even pointing out the She-Hulk. I mean, a lot of people didn't catch that. They just think, you know, I'm just watching the character, but that was really, you know, a subtle way of shot on a man that I don't think a lot of people missed. But I want to just say that I think that my Kimmi Jim, to sum up what we did today on this show, is deciding that you don't want to spend time with people who are going to have an adverse effect on you doesn't mean you have to blame them for the way they are. It simply means that you have the right to choose a better life for yourself. And that's really what it boils down to. You could make a different choice anytime you get ready. It's absolutely okay. And I'm going to piggyback off Ed and say, it is an absolute pleasure to sit next to me, but it's an absolute pleasure to sit next to them too. Being amongst Mitchell is just a whole different type of vibe. I can definitely tell y'all that. And, you know, I would say that, you know, just driving the force, it's not a spill without a sip. You know, I'm going to always say that. And then now I like to call this added to the show. It's, you know, it's not a spill without a sip, but then now we got a beautiful drip that's just been added. So I've named him, and that's RJ. So that's the drip to the Sip and Spill show. And it's been real. It's been fun, as we always say. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of different things coming up, and we'll be getting this out. And I'll be on here telling everybody what's up, where to find us and all that.
Okay. So guys, we're out this piece. Kimmi Kim, you producing today. You want to go ahead and do what you gonna do? An applause? What we gonna do?
I'm gonna do this. And then don't forget the laugh. And you know, we're gonna give it up for the Sip and Spill, Mr.
Yes.
RJ being on the Sip and Spill show.
Yes.
And that's it, y'all. Y'all out?
You out. You got to do the thing, baby.
Okay.
We out this piece.